What's going on? Y'all already know what time it is. Kagurabachi, chapter 97. I ain't gonna waste y'all time. Y'all already know what time it is. YouTube jazz. Like, subscribe, leave a comment on the video if you're rocking with the chapter. If you're new and you're stopping by, I appreciate y'all the most, man. You know how I get down. I'm afraid. Now, I don't know. Because remember, the last two chapters of Kagurabachi, I don't know what was going on with Hokozona, but he needs sleep. He needs rest. He can't keep cooking every week, bruh. He's literally sketching out the chapters, bruh. Come on, y'all. Let's lock in. It's not that serious. Let him go on a 2 week break. Something. All right, bro. We just gonna get to it. Last thing I remember, Yura is dropping off niggas. Uh, Azami pulled up using his coins with the electrical currents. Let's just see. Where's Chihiro and Samura still to this day? But let's get into it, man. Let's see what they talking about. All right. Kamunabi headquarters is surrounded by a force field that repels anyone who isn't Kamunabi. Oh, you're right. That's why they trying to see if the Chihiro and them can't get in. That strong, immense force field derives from natural forces. The magic inscriptions covering the enormous subterranean edifice, I'm not sure that word, converts the earth heat into spirit energy, supplying it to the building's interior. Spirit energy is life force. It must be associated with a human and channeled through a person's will to become sorcery. Spirit energy that belongs to no one can't be wielded. In other words, this vast spirit energy is intrinsically beyond human control. Spirit energy with nowhere to go simply fizzles. That's where I come in. Ah, the security guy with the big old thing on his head. Okay. The person at the force field's core is selected once every 10 years from a very small pool of candidates. If they complete a decade of service, they're promised enough compensation for a life of leisure thereafter. First, the person must be uh restructured. For roughly 4 months, they drift into a liminal space between life and death. They lose a number of organs and their reproductive functions. Damn. That tremendous energy has nowhere to escape. Their body becomes its vector, transforming it into the force field. Their presence alone is what makes the powerful force field possible. They uphold the force field's core. Six others are close by to provide auxiliary support. Okay. The Sanuchi's power is being unleashed in this building. Yes. And the spirit energies above are reinforcements. Why don't they come straight here? Communications are cut off too. Something must be wrong with the force field. The only ones who could be influencing the force field are the six people connected to it. Among them, is there another traitor? Oh goodness. The Hashaku running deep. No, it's not anybody here. But the only look, I'm weak as hell. He said, "Is it one of these people?" They all looking like side eye, like shit. It ain't me. Buddy with the thing on his head said, "No, it's nobody here. But the only people who can influence the force field are here. There's one other. Hmm. Another vessel like me. All right. A broadcast. Attention. This message will be short and not repeated. There is one more vessel in this building. A vessel? The linchpin of the headquarters who control the force field with their own body. Normally there's only one, but there's one more? That person must have overwritten the force field parameters. As a result, we're unable to summon reinforcements. Back up. In addition to our current vessels that mediates the force field, the device needed to cultivate a sorceress was already prepared just in case of unforeseen circumstances. Naturally, it was heavily guarded, but with Kaisen's guidance, it could easily have been swapped out for a fake. We might as well have served it up on a silver platter. Hakuri Kiri, I'm sorry, but I need you back in the battle. Our top priority is restoring the force field. With a second vessel in play, the circuit that generates the force field is altered, changing the force field's function. Now it's serving only to repel those two enchanted blades. This requires drastic measures. With two vessels, the energy is irregular and unstable. The effects are even in influencing the building's communication system, but they must have been they must have been factored into the plan. However, even if this gives them an advantage, the price to pay is, yeah, they they not even normal. They don't even have regular. It pretty much these people. If it's another vessel, they burnt out like dude is. In other words, they're fully prepared to do whatever it takes. Yura will be king. Oh, that's him right here. You'll wear yourself out fighting like that. Thank you for your concern, but you should not worry. You should worry about yourself. You have the Sanuchi and you can't fend off an unarmed opponent. I'd be panicking if I were you. Nah, for real. Bit by bit, it's coming into my grasp. Swordmaster still just chilling. Centipede just flowing onto the panel. I love that. I'm ready to live up to your expectations. I'll bring order to this nation. Ooh, this nigga look crazy. Look like the centipede is coming out his body and whatnot. Well, just I don't know, bro, but he looks scary. Somebody needs to stop Yura at the end of the day. Just as you said, thanks to its instability, the force field will succumb within a few minutes. But before that happens, Yura will reach the Swordmaster. All we have to do is kill your vessel and restore the force field. If the force field is restored, reinforcements will arrive. We need the enchanted blades to stop him. Nah, for real. Alright, Natsuki Yura, get back up, man. The muscles and bones of both my arms are shredded. The Sanuchi's power are ridiculous. Unfortunately, that really limits what I can do. Pretty soon, sorry, it'll probably get worse. But even so, I can still hit you. I'll buy us all the time I can. Just get here before I die. Where are the other vessels? Well, no, where's the other vessel? If he was at headquarters this whole time, I would have noticed. It's someone who just got here. In other words, do not stop killing the Hashaku. Assume that anyone who stands in your way is aligned with the Hashaku. Exterminate the Hashaku as quickly as possible. Alright, so we got 5 members here. Hakotu's injured, the vessel, 40-yard dash girl, the dude who could turn into like the like Chinese demon things, and I'm not sure what little dude do with the guy who can like cover his. The guy who has the jacket is kind of covering the bottom half of his face. I can't recall what he's doing, but I tell you what I can recall. We need Chihiro and some more. Hey man, that's the end of that chapter. We got another one coming out in a couple days, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, another chapter coming out in 2 days. Wait, today's Saturday, so it'll be out Monday. All right. If y'all still here, I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. YouTube Jazz. Like, subscribe, leave a comment on the video if you're rocking with the chapter. Drink water.